What's going on, toy friends? On today's episode, we're going to do a full room tour. It's actually December 31st, 2024, so it's New Year's Eve, and I just thought I wanted to capture this room before we get into the new year. So grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the room tour. What better place to start the tour than in the turtle section? So you can see here the crowning piece of the turtles is the Technodrome, and you can see some of the Mega Mutants. So I was lucky enough to pick him up this year. He goes along with Needlenose. They are both 100% complete. Very happy to have them in the collection. This section is like full of all different types of turtles. So you've got the vintage turtles, you've got the new Mutant Mayhem turtles, but you've also got the Toxic Crusaders. So you've got the Playmates representation all the way through here. And while complete on the figure line, I'm still missing a lot of accessories. So you can see a beautiful Krang there. Really need to display him a little bit better. But he's my childhood Krang. He's in incredible condition. Beautiful card that I got, Shell Shock Studios. And you move into some of the movie turtles and the 2012 line. So, heaps of them. Not going for full complete collection of them. And you can see at the back there's a bunch of turtles on cards. They're all the reproduction, except for that one. That's a bootleg in there. So guys, the total collection fills 2 Detolf cabinets from IKEA. That second Fugitoid there, he's actually he was held in my photo with Kevin Eastman when I met him last year. And a lot of these turtles they're from my childhood, probably about 70% of them. So, top shelf here is allocated to the very coolest of the turtles. So they're my original turtles. On the second shelf, and in front of them you've got all the soft heads. They're pretty cool. These 4 are my customs, well, 3 of them I did a paint job on. So you can see here I've done a sort of pegboard like Toys R Us racking, just to give you that feeling of flicking through different toy lines. That's one of my crowning pieces of the Turtles collection, that 5th anniversary gold turtle. It's so cool. Sticking with the Playmates, we've also got a collection of the Playmates Star Trek Next Generation. We have a transporter, a classic bridge set. That light up sign there of our logo and our name, that was made by Uncle T's Toys. So Tony B, he actually got that made for me and gifted it to me. The Aquaman is my favorite superhero. Loved that Jason Momoa played him. I thought they were excellent movies. So it's a very eclectic grouping of toy lines. So Lord of the Rings here. This was a 2023, 2024 sort of pickup, so went a bit crazy with these guys. So as I said, it's a eclectic array of different toy lines. So you can see here, splash of Ghostbusters, Bucky O'Hare, which I love collecting. We move down a shelf. We get into, I wasn't a big G.I. Joe fan, but as a kid I had Leonard Corpse figures. So I'm trying to piece my childhood figures together, complete, including their thumbs. And there's the one of 2 G.I. Joes that I actually had as a kid. So not those ones, but I repurposed when I was older. So I got to pick them up. Move down into a little Jurassic Park shelf. So this is Sarah's little collection of Jurassic Park figures. The bottom shelf is, you got a bit of Sequest, so that's the full line of Sequest DSV. Fantastic show when I was a kid. It was a bit hard to watch as an adult. And you've just got a splash of, what, classic Steve Irwin there. Mulder and Scully, Mummy's Alive, bootleg Godzilla. And there's a little Halo and Robocop figure. So yeah, real mix down the bottom here. The Page Master, 1994 movie, The Page Master. Highly recommend you watching that. I have so much nostalgia for that movie. Macaulay Culkin. And this is my sort of Page Master memorabilia shelf. So it's getting a bit full in there. It's got lots of stuff. We move up to another fantastic 90s movie. I'm having a great time collecting these figures. They don't often pop up that much, but Small Soldiers, wow. Big figures, but just display so lovely. Alright guys, now we're talking Australian Gladiators. Who remembers this show? We had a UK version, originated in America, so I've got a couple of American gladiators there too. Terribly difficult to hunt down in Australia. There's a nice bootleg in the back there. Alright, we've got some Biker Mice from Mars figures. Little collection going strong. And another love from the 90s, Captain Planet. So here we've got a really nice set of the Kenner Robin Hood figures. Again, not 100% complete, but slowly piecing them together. Pirates of Darkwater. And then Hook figures in the back there. Followed by random Star Trek figures. So yeah, I think that shelf needs a little bit of a reorganization. Now guys, one of my all-time favorite lines to collect, and this year in 2024, I was able to complete this line of Street Sharks in their loose figure capacity. So still missing a lot of accessories, but I was able to finally get all the figures in the line. So there's even a couple of bootlegs in the back here. But yeah, I just love the Street Sharks lines. They're big figures, so they take up one whole detolf by themselves. And of course, with the Street Sharks, you've got the Extreme Dinosaurs, which is not yet complete. What about Terminator? Kenner Terminator figures. I love the T-1000. I love collecting that exoskeleton. And there's a few of the NECA figures in there too, so I'm picking them up now and then when they're loose. They're just great representation of Arnold. But you can see Predator, you got the Alien figure, and a bit of Jack Slater from Last Action Hero. And just one random Dick Tracy figure. This shelf is dedicated to Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future and Visionaries. So two shows, TV shows from the 80s, very short-lived, one seasons only, but they made incredible toy lines. So look at those holographs. So cool. And Captain Power in the back there. So absolutely fantastic TV shows. Something I wish they could do a reboot of these days. A little splash of Stargate and Stargate Atlantis figures. So that's actually a 3D printed Stargate Atlantis. That is absolutely incredible. Got some signed cards and costume piece cards in the back there. And I have other Stargate figures still on card in the collection. So guys, this is a Simpsons shelf, and I have not yet figured out what to do or how to display these guys. But yeah. The Greetings of Springfield, these figures are. On this shelf, it's another one that I haven't quite finished sorting out, but it is where it is for 2024. A few Power Rangers still after the green, yellow and white one, and a few of the Independence Day figures. So this shelf here is a bit of dedication to Nicolas Cage, a fantastic actor. I love watching his movies. I've got and watched everything that he's brought out in his filmography, so call me crazy. There's a beautiful Sleepy Hollow figure in there. And Jack Sparrow. Everything in this shelf is a 2024 pickup, so I decided to start the X-Men Toy Biz line, and I'm loving those figures. Picked up the large Gambit figure. So Gambit's my favorite Marvel. Aquaman's my DC, Gambit's my Marvel. And then a couple of Police Academy figures. Just rocking a spot there for now. Let's have a look at the Star Wars collection. most of this Star Wars is from my childhood, but I have been picking up quite a few over the last few years. I've decided to start trying to sort of display them in their sort of scenes from the movie, starting with episode 1 and making my way through. But as you can see, it's still a bit of a mess. It's only been a couple of months that I started this sort of organization, but where it all started for me back in the 90s, receiving Power of the Force carded figures. So that one there, he's actually, that's been signed by the actor. You want to buy some death sticks? You see sort of Endor going on, battle. I'm going backwards here, so you got Jabba's palace, and for some reason, a whole bunch of Coruscant senators. That's the new vintage collection Jabba. Very cool. They put so much effort and detail into those. So yeah, really sporadic right now. Got a lot going on, trying to figure them all out. And as you can see here, this is my sorting shelf. So I'm really still just playing with everything, trying to figure out who goes where, who goes with what, how do I want to do it. So that's like all the newer movies, the Rey Skywalker, if you want to call it that. It's up to you. I don't mind it. I don't mind any Star Wars. And there at the bottom is my vintage collection. So some of them are from my childhood. I call them my beaters. I played with these. I got all the knockoff ones and broken ones, and yeah. So I've kept them all, and I've started to piece together the rest of the collection. So minus the last 17, which I have a couple of, I'm only missing 3 figures. So getting there. 2025 might be the year. So a bit more Star Wars. Got a few helmets. So I've got the Kylo Ren and the Darth Vader helmet, and then I've got a Boba Fett helmet with my little Boba Fett Christmas statue that comes out. You see my son painted me that Turtles, watching Turtles. And if we just pop over here, that's the new Biker Scout helmet, which my lovely wife gifted me for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. So with the Star Wars, I like picking them up on card, just so I know they're complete. I do open a fair few of them, but lots of vintage collection lately. As you can see, I'm pretty slow at opening them, and this is sort of like a behind the scenes backlog of carded figures that I've just got in the last couple of months. But something I just got was the giant Juggernaut tank. So got that for my my 40th a couple of weeks ago. So super cool. So guys, I got a few of the Dark Horse Game of Thrones figures just sitting up here, and they spread across over there a little bit as well. I loved Game of Thrones. I still do love it. I think I watch it once a year. I don't see these figures anymore. You can see they're all sitting on the VHS throne. So lots of classics there. And we watch them all in our VCR, in our Panasonic CRT TV, so little tiny one. But guys, the collection reaches out to physical media as well. One of the reasons I love physical media is because the streaming services these days just do not have the classic nostalgic movies from my past. So the only way to watch most of those movies that you loved from the 80s and 90s is to have them on physical media. Part of the collection is a lot of these sort of McDonald's toys, the little toys that come with KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and just other brands. But you got an array of them there. So you got little X-Men cars at the top. Widget, who remembers Widget? And the collection of monsters in my pocket. Hunting them down the last 2 years. I've got 3 left. Got some Schnorks and these cool Australian exclusive TMNT cars that you got from Mobile, the petrol station. Move over to the second cabinet. The Rescuers, that's my all-time favorite Disney movie when I was a kid. Your McChangeables are there. Duckwing Ducks and the Batman, the Muppets. I think everyone starts out trying to collect Muppets. A few Battle Beasts. That's definitely going to be on my radar for 2025. And some more Flintstones. The American Batman vehicles. I've got a bit of a DC McFarlane multiverse sort of thing going on here, and with it just a splash of other DC figures. Well, what I thought was cool is I repurposed a I think it's a 2003 Turtle playset to make it sort of a Batman cave. So thought that was pretty cool. We've got Monsters in the Pocket, Monsters in My Pocket. It's the second series, series 2, I think. Yeah. We've got these cool Dragon Master, like knockoff bootleg pencil toppers. So pretty cool. DC Superpowers is always on the radar. The Hall of Justice is there. Got a good grouping of the figures, and yeah, I don't get them complete that often, but I'm always on the hunt for ones that look pretty good paint wise. There's a little Swamp Thing I thought just fits perfectly in the line. Masters of the Universe, everyone enjoys Masters of the Universe. So I've only got one of the Origins figures. Wasn't going to go down that line. Focus on the vintage. So I've got a handful of vintage. Castle Grayskull displayed on. Very cool. And for my 40th, Matt and Andrew from Keep On Collecting and Scott from Scott Crusher, they got together and organized this beautiful, clean, complete He-Man with his comic book. That was sourced by Carl from Retro Cartel Collectibles. Such a nice piece. Stargate Atlantis. Loved, still love these TV shows. I think Atlantis is my favorite. So you can see that's a signed Joe Flanagan Shepherd figure there. A few of the Stargate figures. So I do have a good chunk of these. You can see there's the Jason Momoa, Ronan Dex Jason Momoa figure. But haven't completed that line. They're really big figures. They don't pop up too often. So the collection, you probably would have seen it at the start, but it's not just toys. I do have a large collection of video games. A lot of my 80s, 90s games are from my childhood that I've kept. And then I got right into collecting for the Xbox, the original Xbox and the Xbox 360. Not going for a full collection. These are double banked, so I can't show you them all. I apologize for that. But like, that's the original collection of Xbox there. Now you will see some sports titles, but I try to stay away from them. At least have one representation of each sport title in there. So you got a whole bunch of books here. I love source material. So obviously Pixel Dance, He-Man, McDonald's collectibles book, and that Star Wars Ultimate Action figures. That's fantastic. Heaps of other toy and game related rad plastic for all those fans of Turtles who want to know a little bit about the prototypes and things like that. So a wicked 1996 calendar for the Goosebumps. This thing is immaculate. It is so nice. That was gifted to me by Scotty Crusher. Thank you, mate. And more 360 games. If we go down here, one of my focus items for this year was the Nintendo Entertainment System, so finally got that one into the collection. Tiger handheld. Used to play that in the car when I was younger. Down here is just a bit of a smush of Nintendo 64 and NES games. And some Game Boy in there as well. We've got the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. A few of the box games there from my childhood. Something I absolutely adore is the Sega Master System, so that's where it started for me. First console our family got. That was so good. So much fun. So many classic memories. The PlayStation 2 shelf. And you move up to the Xbox One, Xbox Series X. So what I'm playing now, sort of games. There's some Wii games behind there. And then to wrap off this area, my cool diorama of The Walking Dead / Negan taking on Yoda. More of the Walking Dead figures I don't have in my diorama. To me, The Walking Dead's just fantastic. It's another one of those shows that I watch at least once a year. On this shelf is a few of my carded figures. The RoboCop figures, they're the new droids ones. And some demolition figures, but right up the top there, beautiful Stargate, the movie figures. We've got that cool Australian Gladiators Super Jewel playset. And you've got some of the Simpsons figures. So there you go, guys. There's a tour of the room at the end of 2024. I do hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, leave us a comment, please. Tell us what you think. Any tidbits for the room that we could do better. Like, just happy to chat toys as always. So until next time, guys, we will catch you. Happy hunting, everybody.